third graders. Welcome to lesson 94, Saxon Math. Today we are going to work on using compatible numbers part 2. Now remember, with compatible numbers, when we did this last time, we talked about how compatible numbers are numbers that are compatible, that they go together. It is easier for us to do a mathematical computation worth adding or multiplying, anything with them, that we can change the numbers, not too much, but just enough that they're easy enough for us to work with them. So what I'd like for you to do is get out your math book, a pencil, and a piece of paper. On your piece of paper, on the right-hand side, you need to write your name in cursive, the lesson number, and the date today, which is April 8th, 2020. So I want you to turn in your book to page 509, and we're going to take a look at the examples. Now, you do not need to write down these examples, but when we do get to the lesson practice, I would like for you to write those down. So let's take a look at example 1 on page 509. It says, use compatible numbers to estimate each sum or difference. Now remember, when we're talking about sums, we're talking about plus. When we're talking about difference, we are talking about subtraction problems. Okay? So let's take a look at letter A in example 1. It has $10.78 plus $2.24. So rather than just changing this to, we'll go, $11 and $2, well, we could, but that's not very close. So something that we can do, we work with compatible numbers, is we can change it to a number that ends with a 5, especially when we're dealing with money. So let's take a look at letter A. So it has 1078. So I have 1078, and they wrote plus $2.24. What you can do here is you can take a look at $10.78 and think to yourself, what amount of money is close to that? Not too far off. Well, you could say, well, 11, but 11's kind of far off, especially when you're dealing with money. So what you could do is say $10.75 plus, why don't we change that to 25? $2.25. That looks good. Because at 78 cents, the difference between 78 cents and 75 cents is only 3 cents and 1 cent. So we're only 4 cents off. That is really close. Our answer, after we add it, is going to be $13. That would be an example of using compatible numbers. We're trying to add them together in an easier way, that we can do it somewhat in our head and get very, very close to the actual answer. If I were to add the original numbers together, this would be $13.02. So we are very close with that answer. So that's what we're looking for. Let's take a look at letter B. Letter B in example 1 on page 509 has 294 plus 74 plus 322. So let's take a look at that. Well, what could we change 295 to? Well, somebody would say, well, maybe we could change 294 to 295, but it might be easier just to change it to 300. That's only 6 off. 74, well, let's do it to 75. 322, I'm looking here, I have 0 and 5, so maybe I'll do this to 325. And my answer is 700. Wow. Let's see how close it is. 690. Not bad, but definitely very, very close. So let's do letter C, and then we're going to go and do some of our lesson practice examples. So if we take a look at letter C, it has $10 minus $5.72. Well, I think with the $10, we can just leave that. But $5.72, it's a little awkward, but if we change that to $5.75, that would definitely be better. And now I have $4.25. So with compatible numbers, especially here, you can kind of see a pattern. See how we're using 5s, 0 and 5s, 0 and 5s. So that's something you can do. Also look at example 2. We're going to skip ahead to that on page 509. It says use compatible numbers to estimate the cost of 4 board games at $24 each. So if you have 4 board games, each board game is $24, and you want to find out how much do 4 board games at this cost. So you would multiply it times 4. Well, I can do that, and I can actually figure that out a little bit, but maybe it'd be easier to change it to $25. Because if you think about it, 4 quarters are in $1. $25 times 4, wouldn't that be $100? Look how I figured that out. Let's see how close it is. 96. So this is only $4 off. That's pretty good. All right, so hopefully you get the idea. So now we are going to work through the lesson practice problems on page 510. So let's do that right now. Lots to erase here. All right. So we look at letter A. It says estimate the product of 249 times 4. So we're going to take a look, and we're going to write down 249 times 4. Well, what can we change 249 to that would make things easier? Right away, I think, and you're going to write this down, 250, and we can leave the 4 as is. Just leave it alone, times 4. And then we're going to multiply. 0 times 4 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Put the 0. Carry the 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 2 is 1,000. And that would be our estimate. Letter B. When Alita walks her dog, she travels 1 mile in 24 minutes. About how long would it take Alita to walk 2 miles? So 1 mile is 24. We want to know how long it takes her to do 2. So we'd multiply 24 times 2. But we want to use those compatible numbers. I think our best bet would be change that to 25, then multiply it times 2. Well, think, how much is 2 quarters worth? 50. 5 times 2 and 50. So our answer would be, since this isn't exact, about 50 miles. Moving on to C. Estimate the difference of $678 and $354. Difference is subtraction. So we're going to take a look at letter C. And if we're doing subtraction, we want to start with the bigger number. So we have 678 minus 354. Now, we want to use our compatible numbers. Well, I'm kind of going with the pattern that we did before. We did zeros and we also did 5s. So I guess what I'm going to do is we could change this to 680, but with money, it seems that 5s is easier in this case. And since this isn't that close to 700, I'm going to leave this at 675. And then I'm going to subtract 350. And then I would get 325. I know with some of this, it's like, well, how do I know? Do I change it to 5 or 0? If you look at our pattern here, this ended up changing the 249 to 250. That changed to 25, 675. If I were you, go with numbers that end with either a 0 or a 5 and see what would be easier or quicker for you to perform the operation and stay as close to the original numbers as you can. I hope this helped you, and I hope that you understand using compatible numbers part 2. Thank you so much for being a part of this math lesson, and I look forward to working with you again soon. Bye.